Greetings everybody and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about rerolling here on SD Gundam G Eternal, and what a pleasure it is because I have gotten requests from different people to play certain gachas, and one of the biggest things that determines whether or not I play a gacha game out there is how easy the rerolling process is. If the re-rolling process is one of the worst things imaginable, uses a ton of data, a ton of time, I just never, ever want to bother with that gacha ever again, because re-rolling is kind of important. Some people say to hell with it, and that's mostly because it is annoying. So let's talk about re-rolling today. And I want to be very careful because this account is my main account. I have landed on this account. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just going to basically talk, and please listen, and I'll try and go through it as quickly as possible. But the first time you play through it, you are going to be brought to the main screen. You're going to go through, create your name, everything like that, download some data and whatnot, and you're going to go through a tutorial. The good news, dear viewer, is that this is the only time you'll ever have to play this tutorial in the game, ever. Seriously. But you only have to play the tutorial once. Even if you delete your user data after this, you don't have to uninstall the app or anything like that. You will be always given the option to skip the tutorial. So it makes re-rolling a breeze, and those tutorials are unbelievably annoying. So let's pretend here that I've deleted my data, I'm going in, I hit that skip tutorial button, I make a name for myself, and then boom. We're brought basically to this main screen where you will essentially have to click on this beginner mission because the game really wants you to know that you're getting a special mobile suit for free, the new G-Quux Omega Psychomu unit, which is from the newest series. But anyway, you collect that, you go back out, you get your gifts, claim all, and then you're into the gacha stage. It's just that fast. It really is unbelievably fast re-rolling. Even though I'm wasting a little bit of time talking right now, it's basically the same amount of time. So then that brings you to here, the most important screen for designing your new account. And here is the advice, dear viewer. Don't sweat too much because there's going to be a shitload of mobile suits in the future. Lots of different quality, lots of different series and everything like that. So I wouldn't worry too much about trying to get the perfect account so much as trying to find a unit you actually like and enjoy. I am, of course, going to be talking about early tier lists in this video. But the general thing that we seem to be agreed upon so far early on in the community is that you kind of want two URs. There is a special banner that is not available on mine because I've already used it, but a endless reroll banner where you can just reroll it infinity times trying to look for the perfect one. You're only ever guaranteed to get one UR unit off of it, no UR supporters whatsoever, just one UR unit, but you can basically re-roll and look for the UR unit that you like until you find it, and the other, the other ones, if you're trying to look for some SSR units, yellow tier units, then you can just keep re-rolling until you're happy with whatever you get. But that's not really important. You will get a couple of SSR or higher tickets, and these have about a 4% drop rate for a unit. You want to keep re-rolling until you get another UR unit off of it. And that's basically it. Once you get a UR unit, like, you can keep re-rolling if you're looking for a specific setup or a specific unit. Like some units are, like the Freedom Gundam, are support units. The Exia is an attack unit, the Crossbone is an attack unit, you have durability units, support units. You can basically go for whatever you're looking for, but the general rule is if you have two URs on your account, that's good enough. And if you're not using any of your gems at this point, even better. That's perfect. So if you get an UR unit off of the 2 tickets you get from this, that's really the starting point. Then you hit the infinite reroll banner to look for the other UR unit you're looking for. Then you're good to go. And I can say from me doing that today, I spent about an hour because I'm insane and trying to look for maybe more than I should have, but I ended up with something really nice. And yeah, 2 UR units has been perfect. SSR units at this point are kind of even a little bit better. They're generally a little bit nicer, just because the big thing about SSR units is that you can just get some boosts off of them if they're in the series, and you can develop them without needing to gacha anyway. So, boom, there it is. That's just kind of, and there it is, as we say. So let's talk about tier lists really quickly, because some people are absolutely insane about these kind of things, and they absolutely want to know what they should be looking for. And to be fair, again, early days, I don't think that this will remotely be correct in the long run. But the units that I have found for a tier list that I'm just going to use for a demonstration is this. So Gundam Eternal, this is a website that I have found that has created an early tier list, and I generally pretty much agree with this. So here we go. Tier 0 includes 4 units as of right now. The Aerial Gundam from The Witch from Mercury, the Exia Gundam from 00, the Phoenix Gundam, which is an SD Gundam original from this game, and last but not least, the Freedom Gundam from Gundam Seed. And I tend to agree these do look like the most promising early on. However, any UR unit at this point is generally going to be pretty powerful compared to other stuff, and once they are awakened, they become much stronger. So early tier list doesn't mean too terribly much for me, but if you are aiming for a good start for your account, one of these 4 units will probably put you in pretty good contention. And if you get 2, well, bully for you sort of thing. But this is just one source of a tier list, and I imagine that there will be a more refined tier list in the coming days. So please watch the channel, and I will try and comment on that as possible. So yes, other than that, I mean, if you find a unit that you generally like, just enjoy it. If you're a fan of IBO, Barbados is considered to be tier 2 at this point. Don't super agree with that, maybe, but it is more of a ground unit, so that might be something. Mobility and different terrain types are a factor in the game. What generally seems to be true is that the Exia is the best of the best. Exia, being from 00, has one of the highest power ratings naturally of all the machines. But again, I don't expect this to hold true for the long run as, just better machines become available. So again, doesn't mean too terribly much. Personally, I went for the Aerial, and I'm pretty damn happy with it. I also scored a Freedom Gundam from my long amount and high amount of rerolls, but it was worth it for me as well. And here is the Phoenix, which is also pretty cool. Actually has like some Phoenix Fiery stuff. But yes, so that is essentially what you should be doing. And if you get to the point here where you've done your re-rolling, you're not happy with what you have, all you have to do is hit menu, return to title, hit up here, and go to the delete user data. And then once you've done that, you are good to go. It will refresh and you can just go again. Unbelievably fast re-rolling, very, very quick to do, and doesn't take up a ton of data. This is everything that I love in a game like this, because it lets you get a good start, and it's being pretty damn friendly along the way. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's helpful. And, as a actual better tier lists become available in the future, I will be uploading more videos where I actually demonstrate it. But for now, just kind of focus on it. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.